story. So joining us now, HDLN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson and CNN law enforcement analyst Matthew Horace. So I will say, when we first saw this yesterday, one of our producers sent the story out, and a number of us have dogs or love dogs, and we thought, wait a minute, it's a dog. Of course it's going to bark if it doesn't know you when you come to the door, or it might move. Matthew, I mean, how is that okay when you enter a home? Aren't you expecting a dog to bark?
Well, I think there's happy holidays, first of all.
Right.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Let's talk about killing a dog. Just kidding.
Most often, we prepare for contingencies just like dogs. In many cases, when we're executing search warrants, we go into homes knowing or believing that there may be a guard dog present, and we prepare for that. Unfortunately, barking often is the first next step onto something greater, and officers don't know whether the dog is going to come at you and lunge, whether the dog is going to retreat. But when the dog is standing their ground and we're trying to secure a residence, it creates a very tenuous situation.
So it creates a tenuous situation, but as you said, you prepare for that going in. Why do you need a federal court to say, hey, it's okay, when we know that part of the training and part of what you do as a tactical maneuver is anticipate this?
All right, so just so viewers know this case was very fact-specific, Erica, okay? And in fact, in the court opinion, they cited to other cases where shooting dogs was not okay, where it was deemed to be unreasonable. And so the essence of the police activity, it really hinges upon the reasonable nature of their conduct. And it turns on this. In the event that the officer experiences or perceives themselves to be experiencing an immediate threat, that dog's going down, no questions asked. In the event that an officer does not experience such a threat, then it is not okay to shoot or kill the dog. In this case, I have to say, in reading that 25-page opinion, it appeared to me that this court did backflips and somersaults to otherwise justify the police conduct, because there was a factual dispute between the owner of the dogs, who suggested that they were not aggressive at all. But we do have to keep in mind that when the police were going into this home, they were going into a home, it was a drug warrant, they were going in and they knew there was gang activity that was there was sales coming out of that home, that was their information, there were people who they thought had guns and weapons and other things, so they want a high state of readiness and alertness, and they were not about to take any type of chances with their lives.
What does this federal court ruling say to you when you think about officers who are doing this on a daily basis?
Well, you know, I've been in this situation like dozens of times, and it always breaks your heart to have to do this. But at the end of the day, those animals are being put there to protect what's happening in that house. And many times, seconds mean life or death for our decision making, and anything that impedes our progress or gets in the way of us having a safe operation puts us in a situation where we have to put the dog down if we're not going to be able to get where we need to get safely.
And that's essentially what the court said.
Right.
Yeah.
On the off chance, and I bring this up because there's actually someone that many of us on the staff know that this happened to, officers at their home, but it was actually the wrong home, and their dog was killed. What's your recourse if something like that does happen to you, that it's an honest mistake, it doesn't happen very often, but it can?
Yeah, you know what, Erica? Police have the right to make honest mistakes. Hopefully this doesn't happen often. I've heard of instances, of course you have, Matthew, I know you have, and probably may have experienced in instances like this. The remedy is a lawsuit. I mean, the fact is that dog is man's best friend, and nothing can replace your dog. You grow so close to the dog. We love dogs as family, but at the end of the day, you sue the municipality. There are some complicated legal issues because there's some immunity that attaches to reasonable conduct, which means you can't sue the police, but in some circumstances you can, but it's just money compared to, you know, a beautiful dog.
I think it's also important to remember that police commands are very different from owner commands. And I know during my life, I've had dogs all my life, and my dogs don't follow commands from other people. So it presents a challenge. Even if police give a command for a dog to sit down or move, the dog may not follow those commands.
Right, because they may not have been trained in that way.
Yeah, and
or they may have been trained to only respond to...
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not even about following the command in as much as it's about if the officer perceives that dog to be coming after them and representing a threat to themselves or their brother or sister officers, then you know what? The dog goes down.
As heartbreaking as it may be. And I know you both are dog lovers. I know you, like you said, you had dogs your whole life.
I grew up with dogs. I have a cat now, but you know, all good.
And it all happens in a blink. It happens in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
We go into a situation. It's a tactical environment. We want to get the person who's fleeing or get the evidence before it's destroyed. And the only thing keeping us from that is a barking dog.
All right. It's a tough one, but we get it. Matthew, Joey, good to have both of you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.